Welcome back to the Homesteading for Beginners podcast. I'm Mona Weathers, your host. I've taken a little bit of a break. I don't know if you noticed. If you're new here, you probably didn't notice that I skipped a whole week of podcasting, but there's good reason, and I'm going to share with you that. I'm going to share why I had to skip a week of podcasting, as well as some other really great things that are coming to this podcast soon. And I think you're going to enjoy this episode because I'm kind of like just sharing my thoughts. Whether you're in the dreaming stages or you've been homesteading for a few years, there's something that all homesteaders seem to have in common. That is being able to fund their homesteading dreams. Whether it's funding your dream to start homesteading or funding your dream to expand your homestead, there's always an issue with money at some point or another. I'm saying this in the most loving way I can. You need to have a homestead income plan. I have resources for you. I have a place for you. I've created the homesteadincomeplan.com website. And if you visit the Homestead Income Plan shop page, you will see the resources I have for you there. So I highly recommend you check that page out, and please reach out if you have any questions or need more guidance. I have had a very active summer. This whole year has been really a lot going on. So we've had a granddaughter born here on the farm. We've just had our grandkids here living with my daughter and her husband. So there's a lot of things that have been happening that normally don't happen. And through all of that, I was able to still keep with the podcast episodes. I don't think I missed the first time I missed was right after my vacation. I was able to record through the vacation even. I released a shorty episode. But then after the vacation is when things started going crazy, which is nothing really happened. Actually, what happened was the Paid Homesteader Academy that I launched last month. I had students. All of a sudden, I had a few students that I needed to tend to, and I wasn't able to have a podcast episodes released at the same time. Like I usually record very much either the same day or a couple days before each episode. So I just got behind. But the great news is that the Paid Homesteader Academy students got onboarded to the academy. We had brainstorming sessions, and you guys, you need to join the academy next year. I have decided I'm only going to do this once a year because it does require that I am really involved, and I will only take no more than 10 for sure, no more than 10 students, because I am actually guiding you through this process of starting a homestead business and doing all the things that it takes to create a business. But that will be probably next September, October, so of 2024 that it'll be available. So if you're interested this time, be sure that you hang around long enough to join for the next academy in 2024. But so that was the good news, is that the reason I stopped, had this interruption with the podcast episodes wasn't because of anything bad happening. It was because I just got busy with other things. So I'm going to share my goals for the next, for the podcast itself, and what you should see the next few episodes. So I'm going to go back to a once a week podcast episode. I went to the twice a week, which was good. It was actually working out okay, and I was splitting up the episodes so that there was more, shorter consumable episodes, but also more frequency. So, which was working out well. I'm not sure if you like the split episodes or not, the interview episodes. But it was just the way it worked for me, and you kind of have to do what works for you when you are the only one doing the job. Like I do the editing, I do the recording, obviously, I do the editing, I do everything that is involved with this podcast is on me. So I have to really consider my time and energy and that sort of thing. And that's just the way it worked for me. But I think I'm going to go back to once a week because it just with the Academy members and my attention that I need to spend on them, I just need to pull back for a little bit. One day I might go back to two episodes a week. I'm not sure. But for now, it's going to be 1 episode a week. And I think I will be doing full episodes and not breaking up the interviews anymore. But more than likely, that's the way it'll be. And the next episodes we have are episodes on health. So my journey started off, my homesteading journey started off with health. I wanted to have my family healthier. I wanted to have myself healthier. And so the reason we started was because I was seeking ways to improve the health of myself and my family. And I even called my other website, which you've probably heard me say before, is Healthy Homesteading. And I started that website way back in it was a blog. I started that way back in 2010 or 2011 or something like that. So it's kind of an older website. Well, the domain name is older. The actual blog I deleted and restarted over again. But my whole reason for homesteading was for health. So I'm going to do a series on the next, interviews and episodes will be about homesteading for health. So it's healthy homesteading. Okay. So through these episodes, I'm not going to necessarily 100% agree with everything that that the interview people are saying. It's not that I want to open up discussion. And I know a lot of people have different views on what is good to eat and what is bad to eat and that sort of thing. And I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I'm just going to present you with information. So I really want you to do your own research and decide whether the things that I'm sharing with my guests and in my solo episodes are things that are for you. I do believe that we have the ability to know what our bodies are telling us, and if we're in tune to that, we can make decisions based on that. I don't think there is any sort of cookie cutter anything, and so as I'm sharing these things with you, I just want you to hear that this message is so that you can make your own decisions for you and your family. Okay. I used to be a vegetarian years ago, and I, at that time, that was what I wanted. This is when I was a teenager. That was what I wanted, but it was for different reasons. It wasn't for health reasons. But I chose to not become a vegetarian, to go back to meat as I grew into adulthood. And that was the choice that I made for myself and then for my family. And as I did research on the way I felt that, the body should be healthy, I did my own research and I came up with my own thoughts on that. It doesn't mean I've arrived, and I'm still learning, and I don't know how the human body works 100%. I do not know how the mind works 100%. So we're all in here learning as well. And I also want to touch on the fact that I will be talking about your mental health, because it's so important. I mean, if you are stressed, if you are creating a life of stress, that's going to tear you down more than any Twinkies or ding dongs or whatever junk food you eat. If you're in constant stress, that is tearing down your body. So we will talk about mental health. We will talk about physical health, and as well as financial health. A little bit of financial health. I know I did a whole series on on homestead income and all that, but I'm going to talk about the way we approach money and the way we approach our finances and that sort of thing. And, so we're going to get into some good topics. The episodes will be going, I don't know how long the series is going to last, just like the episodes where I had with a large homestead series and the small homestead series. I didn't know when those were going to end. And I will at some point on probably Healthy Homesteading website organize those so that you can go and say, I just want to learn about this, and then you can go and binge listen to all those episodes. So that is my plan. And that is what's coming for this podcast. I hope you're excited about this topic. We will get into specific, like it won't just be me talking about health the whole time. We'll be getting into specifics like how to go about, growing your own organic food, or how to go about a certain diet, or how to go about, becoming healthier in your mind, with your emotions and your mental health. So we'll be getting into those things. So it won't just be me talking about things like that. So, okay. So that is really kind of all I had to say today. I just really want you to enter this homesteading lifestyle in the best way possible. I want you to be the healthiest you can be. I want you to have vitality. I want you to have energy. I want you to have fun. I want you to have, excitement. I want you to have thankfulness. All of these things that can come if we choose the right way of thinking and we choose the right perspective. All of these things can come to us and we can enjoy this homesteading life. A lot of people think that it just automatically you get on the farm and you love your life. It's not always like that. It's a choice. It's a choice you have to make that you love your life, whether your homesteading journey has started yet or not. It's a choice for you to be, happy and joyful. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. I hope you like this kind of unplugged, Mona Unplugged. I saw somebody title their podcast that recently, not Mona, but they said Unplugged. And I was like very intrigued and I wanted to hear what this person sounded like unplugged. So I listened to that episode. I don't know, maybe I'll title this episode Mona Unplugged. Okay, I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, wherever you are. And please reach out if you have any questions. I would love to hear your thoughts about this podcast. So if you could leave a rating and review, I would really appreciate that. That helps people to know that this podcast is worth listening to. And it's been a while since somebody left a rating and review. So if you could do that, it should be right there. If you're on Apple Podcasts, it's very easy to find. If you're on another podcast player, I'm not actually sure how that works. So if you can leave a good positive rating and review wherever you're listening from, I would really appreciate it. And I do read them, so thank you in advance. Okay, go out and make your homesteading dreams become reality.